In today's video, let's find out how I got from this to this. I looked at some reference photos until I found the right one. Do you have an idea what kind of an owl this is? I even made a small sketch just because she's so much fun. Once I figured out the right size, I made this drawing that will help me later to keep the proportions in check. I started by cutting some wire to shape by following the outline on the drawing, and then I started bulking it up with aluminum foil. Masking tape will keep the pieces of foil together. Let me share a fun story with you relating to this sculpture. One day we were hiking in the woods in one of our beautiful conservation areas here in Ontario. Oak Ridges Moraine it's called, and one of the trails ended up in a forested area, and me and my husband heard this call from a tree. We looked up and there was this lovely barred owl, I think, and it repeated the call. So in a funny moment I answered it, right? I tried my best to imitate that call. So we went back and forth like this for a while, and it was just a fun moment in time. And then we noticed there was another owl on another tree, just sort of listening to this, dialogue, and it was a pair. So that was such a memorable moment in time, and I tried to instill that fun afternoon into this work. But let's go back now to the work. As you can see, I'm just adding more masking tape and foil as the work goes ahead. It's shaping up nicely. Then I measure it against the drawing to make sure that I don't lose the proportions. Okay, so this is a very important stage right now. If you look at my drawing and my owl, it's at an angle, right? But on the photo, the owl is actually turning its head and it's looking at us, the viewers. So I will need to achieve that, and you will see how. I am lifting and twisting the head until I get the right direction, and then I will fill in the gap with some foil. I just had to make a funny face, don't ask me why, okay? I made a base and a structure, and on this structure she will be perched upon. And this stage actually takes quite a bit of tweaking. And now the best part is here. I can finally start putting the paper pulp on. I can form the features, the expression, and just have fun with it. And I would just like to leave you here for a little while just to watch. I step up to the mic, gonna make you swing. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let the music sing. Got that poppin' beat, gonna make you move. Simplifying is always a good idea, so I'm making some textures with a tool instead of feathers, and that should be fine. Finally, onto the wings. I'm cutting the form and doubled the paper, so I will have two wings, symmetrical wings. When I'm done with this, here we go, open it up and they go on. This was a bit difficult because of the turned head, So the body is facing one direction and the head another. So I had to play around with those wings, but I think they worked out fine. And I put some wire around them to fortify the wings. And now the paper pulp can go on as well. As you can see, I texturized the whole body, and I was pretty happy with the results. They are not like feathers, but they sort of remind you of feathers, and art should always just remind you rather than show you perfection, in my opinion. So finishing off the wings over here, and then I will have to come up with idea for the feathers here as well, which will probably be a bit more realistic. So I'm starting at the tail end there and just go up from there slowly. These things take time. Sometimes I speed up the video so that I don't make it boring, but yeah, each of these little stripes probably takes about 5-10 minutes to make, and then I go even slower with the tool to finalize things. So as you can see, I decided to go a little bit more realistic here. I'm even adding those feathers, those tiny little feathers. I just thought that maybe it should be more varied, not just one texture, a little bit more diversity would be cool. So I'm still shaping here to make those feathers more three-dimensional. This tool is quite nice for detail like this. I got so many tools over the years from people, sculptors retire, so sculptors pass on, and it's kind of nice to be gifted these tools that sort of remind me all these wonderful sculptors that came before me, and it's almost like they lived through these tools. And it just, the craft, the art just goes from generation to generation. Here I'm working my way up on the wings, just more feathers, larger ones, and then as I get closer to the top, smaller ones. And finally, when it's all dry, the painting part, the last step, is always exciting. But it can give me anxiety sometimes too, because it's such an important part, how the finish will look. And I'm so happy to hear my wonderful friend that my painting skills have improved so much over the years. Yay! That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Improve all the time, and that's what I try to do. So I usually start with black and then sort of get rid of most of the paint, the black paint. I don't want it to be overwhelmed with the strong color, but it also gives me a nice depth to the different colors that will go on top. So I'm starting with the white here, and then I move on to the wings. Well, from here on, I think that it's pretty self-explanatory, And I will just leave you enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you found it helpful in some way and informative, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Dancing on the floor in the swinging groove. Clap your hands now, let the trumpets sound. Swinging to the left and swinging to the right, no room for worries. Just let go and be free. When the swinging pop, come and join the spree. Swinging melodies, taking us high. Feel the rhythm.